Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray, and thank you for watching. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, leave a like, and feel free to comment down below what you would like me to do for future anime and cartoon-related videos. And let me say, holy crap, it finally happened! Harley Quinn Season 2, Episode 7. Oh my god, I'm figuring out. Holy crap, it is about time. Oh my god. Yep, Harl Ivy. It's a thing. You saw the thumbnail. I might have spoiled it a little bit for you, but I'm assuming if you're watching this, you've already seen the episode and are just kind of, checking out my review, my thoughts of it. But holy crap, the end of the episode. That was crazy. But let's kind of recap everything before we get into that, kind of go throughout the entire episode. So last episode, Harley and Poison Ivy both got kidnapped, and basically they got sent to trial. In the beginning of this episode, they had Man-Bat as their lawyer, which nobody could understand him. Bane was the judge, which he was actually a very fair judge, but he basically sentenced them to jail for killing the Penguin and a whole bunch of other stuff. It was mainly the Penguin. Two-Face was there basically running the whole shebang. It wasn't a fair trial regardless, but at least you had Bane kind of being a neutral in the process of it, regardless of him and Two-Face supposedly teaming up, quote unquote. But he had a pit, and he threw Harley and Ivy into the pit. But we were like, oh god, you're gonna die. But then Bane was like, oh, what's the problem? What's the problem? There's some padding at the bottom, so they're not gonna die. Don't worry about it. Bane had a really, really good prison system. I don't know if this was because of Bane's kind of backstory, if you're not aware of it. Basically, he got sent into the original pit for his father's crimes, and they were always trying to kill him in the process, although he managed to get out eventually. However, basically, his pit is all about personal growth. You still got to make your bed nice and neat. There's a comedy show, there's different classes, paintings, basically taking your mind off murder and aggression, which is what prison should be doing in the first place, trying to better that person, as opposed to punishing them more and more and more and more and more every day, They're already taken away from society anyway, but we can get into that later. Anyway, basically they are having a talent show. Obviously, Harley and Ivy want to get out of there ASAP. So George Lopez is apparently coming to kind of start the show off with some comedy. I actually remembered the joke that he said from one of the George Lopez episodes that I saw with him and Carmen about homeschooling. So I don't know if they actually brought him in as a guest star or they just had him in for a quick minute. Who the heck knows? But basically, it's to try to get a riot. And Ivy finally opens up to her emotions. She was like, look, I was closed off from the world. Then I found friends. I'm engaged to get married. Everybody's clapping, happy. I finally got out of a pit, and now I'm stuck in a literal pit. So, she finally got out of her emotional pit. Now she's stuck in an actual pit. Causes a prison riot. A couple minutes too late, unfortunately, because at this point, George Lopez is in his helicopter, already gone. But the riot is there. Basically, all the inmates are trying to throw all the stuff to try to get out of the pit, basically create a kind of makeshift mound hill to get out. They get probably about halfway up it, and then Bane juices up. He basically knocks down some of the dirt on the side. Poison Ivy finds a plant. Bane grabs onto Harley. Harley basically like, I'm going to sacrifice. It was actually a very nice, kind of heartfelt moment. Harley was going to sacrifice herself for Poison Ivy. Harley was like, go have kids. Your life's all together now. Name them all Harley, even the boys. I thought that was kind of funny. She let go, so Bane and her were going to fall back into the pit, but Poison Ivy came to the rescue and rescued Harley while Bane fell into the pit. So who knows the state of Bane right now? He may or may not be dead. I highly doubt he's dead. Typically, they show the deaths of the villains on the show. They are definitely not against doing that. Typically, if it happens off-screen, seems like every time there's some sort of death off-screen, that person's not actually dead. The Joker, Batman, and now Bane. So I'm pretty confident Bane is going to be in future episodes, so no real worry there. In the meantime, while that's kind of all happening, we have Batgirl and Gordon basically going after some rat guy. And basically, Batgirl is getting him out of his funk. So she helps him recover from being an alcoholic, kind of gets him back into being a cop again. He doesn't even fit into his uniform. When he puts on his cop uniform, there's like 3 or 4 buttons on his gut that he can't even button, which I thought was hilarious. But the weirdest thing I thought that it was, I think that they should have just had him kill Two-Face. That would have made sense for the show, but obviously they want to use Two-Face for something else. Basically, he raided the police station, which is where Two-Face is hiding, killed every single henchman in there, but for whatever reason decided to arrest Two-Face instead of actually killing him, which I was like, why? You had no problem killing every single one of his goons, but not him himself. So it's going to be an interesting battle, where Harley is probably going to continue trying to take over Gotham, defeat Two-Face and Bane. Two-Face is out of the picture now, and Bane's in a pit. So we might be good to go. She might be running Gotham next episode. But I'm guessing it's probably going to be like a Harley versus Gordon, Batgirl, Batman. Maybe he might be good to go at some point. Macaroni, Alfred. We haven't seen him in quite a while. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens with that. I'm not really sure what they plan on doing. I'm assuming Harley's going to have to come on top. They made a very clever joke in the episode, which I thought was great, and also slightly concerned me. And I'll tell you why it concerns me. Basically, Harley's like, oh, how do we get out of here? Blah, blah, blah. The crappy... Like, who the heck's gonna have babies, do all this other stuff? Who's going to possibly renew the show? They like it, they don't like it, what are they doing? And then Ivy says, I don't know, probably some idiot that has to send a letter up to whoever produces the show or whoever's, keeping the show going. So that concerns me, because we got to a point where I'm really liking this season. Maybe I might even say I think I like this season a little bit better than the first season. Just because the characters have the time to grow on me and grow personally, with all the character development and such. But I really hope we do get a 3rd season, but I don't know at this point. It's starting to freak me out a little bit. But my hopes are still up that even if we don't get a 3rd season, they're probably going to end it where there could be a 3rd season or there couldn't be a 3rd season. I'm hoping, because if you look at season 1, they ended it. It wasn't really a cliffhanger. Everything kind of wrapped up. Gotham was in ruins. Harley was on the top. And theoretically, they could have ended there and be fine. And I have a feeling they're probably going to do something similar with this season too. God forbid they don't renew it, which would make me very sad. Very sad. I want more Harley Quinn. I'm very much so enjoying the show. But the thumbnail, the main reason you're all here, let's talk about it. The kiss at the end of the episode. Very much so a heat of the moment thing, because, Harley was like, oh, I love you. Harley got saved by Ivy. Ivy was infatuated with Harley because she was willing to sacrifice herself for her. So it might not necessarily mean they're together. It could just be kind of a heat of the moment thing. But at some point, they're going to have to address their feelings for each other. My guess is kind of going into episode 8 is where nobody's going to be happy with it. Well, I'm probably not going to be happy with it, as I'm guessing they're going to avoid each other like the plague. The reason I say that is because they have to process all of these emotions that just happened, so see what they want to do, and they'll probably maybe reconcile near the end of the episode, but I'm not really sure. It's probably going to be a lot of Ivy being, infatuated with all of her wedding stuff with Kite Man, so she's probably just going to ignore it. And Harley's probably going to start focusing on ruling Gotham yet again. So it's probably not really going to happen next episode. If it does, it'll probably be the later half. And most likely it'll be episode 9. So there's 2 ways they can do this. They can do the poly thing, which they have done in the comics before, where yes, they are together, they're like each other's mains, but at the same time, somebody on the side, they don't really give a crap. So that is a good possibility. I'm going to say they could do it 3 ways. The second way is Kite Man 3-way. So who knows? I don't think Harley's attracted to Kite Man at all. Doesn't seem like she is. So that possibility is very, very, very slim. And the third possibility is Harley might run in at the last second during the wedding. Then, it would crush. That's the problem is it would literally crush Kite Man. We would probably never see him again. You might end up who knows what he would be extremely depressed if he lost Ivy, because he clearly loves her, and I think it seems like Ivy clearly loves him. So I'm guessing they're probably going to go with option one, the kind of polyamory thing, where Harley, Ivy together, Kite Man, Ivy is together as well, and then Harley might find some other guy on the side at some point, but who knows? That never has really, I've personally never seen it in a TV show, but it is a very real possibility. They're doing a lot of stuff that you don't always see in the typical, a lot of violence, a lot of sexual situations, etc. Some bunch of stuff that, yes, you see it, but you don't always see it. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens with there. But unfortunately, don't get your hopes up for next episode. As I said, my guess is Harley running the city, Ivy doing her own thing with the wedding, and eventually, they gotta kind of reconcile together, figure out their feelings for each other and what is going to go on there. Let me know your thoughts down below. Yet again, if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. Would greatly help if you loved this video. My name is Steve Gray. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.